Thank you so much. And out of this morning's big story, the kids could be home from school much longer than just a few days. A lot of Valley kids are on spring break right now, but it looks like when it's over, they'll still be at home.
We're talking about at least 5 school districts that have decided to close schools in an effort to curb the spread of the coronavirus. Right now, Alhambra Elementary School District, Cartwright Elementary School District, Kyrene, Osborne, and all of the Tempe elementary schools will be closed for at least 2 weeks. There are no confirmed cases of the coronavirus in any of these areas, but schools say they don't want to take any chances. The Navajo Nation is now under a state of emergency because of the virus. The nation's president, Jonathan Nez, made the announcement yesterday.
Now, this comes just a few days after Governor Doug Ducey issued a state of emergency for the state of Arizona. There are currently no confirmed cases of the coronavirus in the Navajo Nation, fortunately. Coronavirus concerns are also impacting the 2020 presidential race. The upcoming Democratic debate will no longer be held here in Phoenix. DNC leaders moved the debate to CNN's studio in Washington, D.C., and there will not be an audience.
And on top of that, anchor moderator Jorge Ramos won't be asking any questions either. DNC leaders say Ramos was possibly exposed to the coronavirus. We're told Ramos is not showing any symptoms, but he has agreed to step down just as a precaution. The outbreak is also having an impact on Arizona's Democratic presidential primary. Maricopa County's new elections director, Scott Jarrett, he's making some changes to optimize voter turnout.
Yeah, some polling places at senior living centers were moved. There are also new plans to keep polling places clean. Jarrett says poll workers will use Clorox wipes on all of the equipment at more than 200 polling places. Secretary of State Katie Hobbs does not think the election will be delayed. Well, 17 people from Arizona are returning home after being quarantined on a cruise ship that was anchored off the California coast. Health records show all 17 tested positive for coronavirus.
However, we are told that none of them are showing any symptoms. Local health leaders will be monitoring the patients at their homes for at least 2 weeks, just out of precaution. All Princess cruises are canceled for the next 2 months. This impacts any vacations planned through May 10th. If you paid for a trip, you can get a cash refund or transfer your credit to a future cruise. If you transfer it, Princess will give you an additional future cruise credit. Now to Washington, where as the coronavirus is continuing to spread there, Congress and the White House are scrambling to agree on a plan that will help ease your concerns and the hurting economy.
Now, the president is said to be considering an emergency declaration, while the Senate will work through next week's scheduled break, just trying to look for some answers. NBC's Jay Gray has the latest.
The images are surreal. Medical teams in protective gear at mobile testing sites. The military delivering food and supplies inside the country's first containment zone as lawmakers work to deliver a cure for a wave of concern spreading across the country almost as quickly as the virus.
There's a lot of fear around, and no one is really sure what to do.
A major issue continues to be the system for testing and treatment.
It is a failing. I mean, let's admit it.
Dr. Anthony Fauci acknowledging the U.S. response lags behind other countries dealing with the virus.
The idea of anybody getting it easily, the way people in other countries are doing it, we're not set up for that. Do I think we should be? Yes, but we're not.
With the market in freefall, Congress is also scrambling to find money for workers and businesses affected by the outbreak. Sources indicating they're close to a deal.
We're working on getting this bill done.
The health of the many Americans.
Senate Leader Mitch McConnell says the upper chamber will work through next week's scheduled break because of the pandemic. And the president has not ruled out an emergency declaration that would free up billions of dollars.
I have a lot of emergency actions that I can take.
With health and financial experts stressing this is just the beginning of the battle against the virus. Jay Gray, NBC News.
An American Airlines pilot is currently being quarantined after testing positive for coronavirus. It's not clear when the company learned the result of the pilot's test for COVID-19. The airline did not release any additional information about the pilot or any flights that person may have piloted recently. The American Airlines says in a statement that we are in close contact with the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention and public health officials and are coordinating with them on all required health and safety measures. Well, it's not all bad news this morning. Oscar-winning actor Tom Hanks and his wife Rita Wilson are feeling better after both tested positive for having the coronavirus. The two are in quarantine and will remain in Australia until they're cleared. Hanks posted this picture on Instagram yesterday with a caption and a reminder, well, not this picture, saying, despite all the current events, there is no crying in baseball. Get it, Ryan?
Got it. A league of their own, right?
Is that a dad joke worse than your dad?
No.